Hey kids, welcome back to math. This is the paper we're going to be working with today. It has this green band across the top. It says practice comparing within 5. And we're going to be comparing groups of objects and numbers today. And after this video, before you start the second one, if you have this paper with you, I could do it with you at the same time. So after this video, come back with your pencil and your paper, and we're gonna have some fun. If you look out here, I actually have 2 groups of objects. I got the red group and the yellow group. And I wanted you to tell me, which group do you think has more? Okay, some of you are saying the yellow group has more. If I count 1, 2, 3, you're right, there's 3. And in this group, I'm not even gonna count. How many is it? Did you say 2? You're right. So the group that has more, do you think it's the yellow or red? If you said yellow, you were correct. The yellow group has more than the red group. The red group has fewer, it has less than the yellow group. I'm gonna move these dots off of here, and I'm gonna leave these 2 cards up here. Numbers, I have 2 numbers. I have the number 2 and the number 3, and I want you to tell me which number is greater than the other number. Greater means that it's bigger, larger. So which number do you think is greater? If you said the number 3, you got it correct. The number 3 is greater than the number 2. The 2 is less than 3. I'm gonna give you another project here. I'm gonna take those away, and I'm gonna get my beans out. I got 1 white bean and some red beans. Before I add my circle, you choose which group, the red group or the white group, has more than the other group. Which group do you think it is? If you thought that the red group has more, you are correct. 4 is greater than 1. This group has more. This one has fewer or less than. Perfect job. I'm gonna take these off and I'm gonna put some numbers out here. Let me see, I think I'll put the number. What number is it? Did you get it? What number is it? Good job. I hope you said 0. I hope you said 4. I'm gonna ask you guys, which number do you think is greater than the other number? One number is less, one is more. I think some of you chose the number 4. If you chose 4, you're right. It has more. It is more. It is a larger number. There are 4 animals, 0 animals. 4 is more than 0. And 0 is definitely less than 4. Sometimes I give you a job where you have to find the group that has less than. If I'm trying to find less, I'll give you a group of blue there, a group of blue here. Which train, I'm gonna call it a train, which train has less than the other? Now, one way I figure it out is I always find the one that has more. If I know this one has more, that tells my brain this one has less, not as many. Less means fewer than. If I were to give your mom this many candies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I gave you 3 candies, you would have less than your mother. Less means not as much. I can even move them closer together, and it's easy to see that it has less and not as much. I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm gonna pick out a couple of numbers here. Okay, I got it. I got it. Now, I'm gonna look for the number that is less than the other number. I have a 1, I have a 5. Do you know which one is more? If you know that 5 is more than 1, that means the 1 is less. Sometimes at school, it's important that I find the group that has less. 1 is definitely less than 5. If Mrs. Snyder gave me 1 candy and she had 5 candies, let me get her 5 candies. Definitely Mr. Snyder has less or fewer than Mrs. Snyder. 1 is less. When you start the next video, I want you guys to have for me your paper. It looks just like this. Has this little green character, and look at this, these numbers and those dots. This is the one we're gonna work on. Before you start the video, go ahead and write your name. I already got my name on it, and I'm gonna be working with you in just a second, and we'll figure out which one has more and maybe which has less.